Yes, welcome to Keeping the Ball on the Ground. What a lineup we've got today. We've got the big boy Kevin Kyle and the nation's sweetheart Andy Halliday. What's happening, young man?
I'm alright, Si. Obviously, it's nice to see that Si's, you've got Andy Halliday in replacement of Slaney. I think it's a fitting replacement.
Same here, huh? Same here. Different colour. Andy, what about that interview, man? 150,000 views in a week.
Is that what it was?
You're massive, man.
I know bad. See, to be fair, the amount of messages I've got, I know how it feels to be Paul Slane for a week, so not much changed.
Oh, I've told you that email address, on it?
You carved me up big time with the email. Everybody's just guessed the second part, and I've had about 50 emails this week. I'm lined up for doing grassroots football team meetings and that.
Brilliant, man. By the way, even Celtic fans, though, Slaney messages saying he caught Paul the Tim in his cage watching it as well.
I wouldn't go that far. It's no chance. No, but generally, the amount of messages I've had, even for like former players and that, people that I don't know even watch your podcast or stuff like that, I've had messages for people I've not spoken to in about 5-6 years just saying how good it was. So, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Kev, what about that McGregor story, man? Unbelievable, eh?
Aye, Si, that obviously when you get a good show out and you put a good teaser out, that obviously was one of the best teasers for one of the interviews I think I've ever seen. So everybody's desperate to want to hear more stories, but that didn't surprise me with Al McGregor because as a wonderful career he's had, and he's not the brightest spot in the brightest tool in the shed, Si.
You just killed yourself there. He's not the brightest to you, man.
I know, I'm as thick as mince, but no, I was thinking, Si, when you got Andy Halliday on, I thought you always get all the Celtic legends on, so I was buzzing with that.
Oh, wow, Andy, he's coming for you, man.
Sorry, Andy, that's
fair enough.
I only get one.
See, to be fair, like one of the messages I got after the show was Griggsy, but it just read Fanny. So I didn't get the same support off of him.
Brilliant. We've only had one serious complaint for the interview.
Is it a t-shirt?
The fashion post, mate, about your t-shirt.
No, I'm going to start using your replica t-shirts for now on and your fake fit poster.
Oi, need to give Kev a wee shout out as well. I seen the goal, The missus is now doing cushions, Kev.
Aye. She's I'm just waiting on the pun, but she's started doing her own wee design, Si, and personalised cushions, so there'll be one for you and Slaney on the way, son.
Oi, Kev, take it for underneath your t-shirt and shorts then.
There's the fun.
He's looking well, Andy. That's what you've got to look forward to.
Oh, I know. It's
5 years, you'll be looking like that, Andy.
5 year, 5 week, mate. We'll train for 3 months.
What's happening with you? Still in no news now?
Nah, mate. Like I said, there's loads of media coming after me now, but there's not really any football clubs, so I don't know. I might need to change it up and start letting me use more often.
You're welcome. Yeah, right. We'll talk a wee bit about lockdown. It's nearly done. The pubs are open on the 15th, but no use for you, Andy. You'll still be hungover for the 12th, won't you?
Aye, exactly. I've already got stuff lined up for the 10th even. I'm starting early, so mine's could be a 5 there.
Kev, you buzzing when early out?
Oh, mate, I'm like, I've only got about a week left in me. I think you're talking about the 12th of July, Si. My wife's got a wee hen party in Ibiza on the 12th, and the girls only want to go, so I think me and her's going to Ibiza for 3 days on the 12th of July.
Will that not be cancelled now?
No, the flights are go. Hotels are go. Ibiza opens up on the 1st of July. I'm no beach body ready, but I'm going.
Oh, how many drink you'll get in 3 days?
What, pints?
No, you and the missus, how many will you get in 3 days?
Should probably get about 3.5 minutes.
Andy?
Just get Sky Sports News to do any fake crowd noises in the bedroom, mate. You'll be alright.
Right, we're going to talk about football as much as I don't want to, but we will. Robbie Neilson back at Hearts. Kevin Kyle at Hearts, legend. I'll ask you first. What was your initial reaction when you heard that Robbie was going back?
It was one of surprise, Si, because obviously there wasn't too much news on what was happening with the Stendhal boy. And for Robbie obviously getting promoted with United into the Premiership and then coming back down for Hearts, people would say that's a bit of a strange move. But for me, he's a Hearts man, Si. He was there for over 10 years as a player. He's managed them once already, and I think in his mind, under the Levine regime, that he was there in the first time as a manager, I think he probably thought he's got unfinished business. Now that Craig Levine's away, I think Robbie Williams got a right good blank canvas to go and get Hearts promoted again. His experience with doing that with Dundee United is going to help, and I think he's got big things for Hearts going forward. I think Hearts fans, some were unhappy when he left, and some were grateful he left. So he's got them to win over, but I think he's got a great opportunity. People look at it as a step back, but Hearts are a massive club. Dundee United have been out of the league that long. I've actually forgotten all about them, Si. So I don't know. Dundee United have obviously got new owners. I think they've got a billionaire owner, so they'll get somebody in with great potential. But I think that Robbie Neilson is a Hearts man. I think that would be too good a job to turn down.
We've actually found out that the way it came about is Robbie Neilson and Anne Budge share the same hairdresser, and it's came as well. It's the Hearts groundsman that's cutting both of their hair.
It's a pitch for Josh Windass.
He was raging with that, by the way, wasn't he?
Same groundsman for that day, so.
See, Andy, Si Ferry outsider, obviously, no Hearts or a Dundee United man. What job would be more appealing to you looking in?
Hearts is a bigger club, there's no doubt. I get like Kevin said, it was more the surprise that it just sort of came out of nowhere. There's no really been any rumours or anything on the press that suggested that was going to happen. But I still a wee bit surprised, because obviously done so well with Dundee United, got them back to the SPL and probably want to see how he could take them the first year. But like you say, he's a Hearts man. He's obviously spent so long there, and you don't know what he's been promised. It might seem as if he's looking forward to maybe a different project. Don't know what's happening. They're going to need a big influx of players, so it might see a lot of youth players coming through, and he might just be excited by the project that they've got going. So a wee bit surprised, but being a Hearts, being the fact he's a Hearts man, I can understand it.
Mate, he just used to play for Thrones at Hearts, wasn't it? Robbie Neilson. He just loved throwing the ball, man.
Robbie the laugh. I remember his throws.
He just used to kick off people to get throws, didn't he?
He'd actually take a throw in that would go out for another throw in at the other side. It was that long.
I watched Dundee United a couple of times last season, though. I don't think their squad's great, eh? See, when you look at Dundee United's squad, like I like Reynolds and Conley at the back, obviously Shanklin up top, but other than that, when I watched them play against Dundee towards the end of last season, I thought they were very average. Dundee United. I think they could struggle in the Premier League this year. He's obviously read the signs. Hearts should piss the Championship next year, shouldn't they?
They should do, Si, but do you think Dundee United, obviously I touched on it earlier, they've got like wealthy owners. Do you think they'll spend money in the when they get to the Premiership? Do you think they'll spend, like, obviously the rumours with Shanklin, he's on a right few quid a week. Do you think they'll try and bring in that same kind of level of player on wages and stuff, or do you think they'll wait to see? Because ultimately I don't think that the lower teams, as in like your Hamiltons, your St Mirrens and stuff, the ones that struggle to survive every year, Dundee United's only really got to compete with them to stay in the league. Do you know what I mean? I don't think they've got any other aspirations to be better than that. I don't know.
I think Dundee United see themselves a top 16. I think that's getting the top 16. I know I'm fed Dundee, obviously the fans, and they expect to be in the top 6 next year. I don't think they'll be able to compete with teams like Aberdeen, Hearts, Hibs to compete with players there.
I wouldn't expect them to struggle in terms of going down either, though. I'd like to think they've got more than the sort of bottom 3, bottom 4. Who'd you like to play for Dundee United, Andy? Well, the fact that Shanklin scores 80 goals a season is just ridiculous. It was the old Kenny Duker days. You're just watching Sky Sports News, and when Dundee United score, you just know it's him. Well, so that's what I'm saying. So, other than that, who else do you like? Honestly, mate, I don't think I've watched one Dundee United game this year. I didn't even watch the Dundee United-Dundee derby, so I couldn't even comment. But just like you say, you watch the Sky Sports News and they score, you know it's him. But, do you think they'll keep Shanklin, though? Say that again? Do you think they'll keep Shanklin? They'll struggle.
I think they need to keep him.
Of course they need to keep him, but like if the Rangers came in for him, Andy, would you take him at Rangers? Aye, I would. Aye, it's just he's done it wherever he's been, so he just looks as if he's a type of boy that if he gets chances, he's going to score. And if you're at a bigger club, you're going to get more chances. So he's just got a knack of scoring goals, and that's something that's hard to find. You know, there's hundreds of strikers that don't even have that. So I think no matter where he's going to go, he's going to score goals. Just a wee heads up for you two. See when you get sent the questions and Dundee United are on it, it'd be good for you to have a wee look and see what
Aye, it just says you're talking about Dundee United. You didn't say specifically that you're going to ask us who plays for Dundee United.
I know. I didn't realise I had to watch Dundee United years to come on.
What about Stendhal? You surprised he went, Andy? Obviously, they played really well against your Rangers team last year. Were they a tough team to play against?
Yeah, like you know that no matter who you're going to play when you're at the Old Firm, they're going to up their game. But if you watched Hearts play against us, you'd think they're the top 3, top 4 best teams in the league. But then you watch them the next week when they're playing St Mirren or Hamilton, they'd lose 2-0 and they'd be hopeless. So it's just a strange one. Just couldn't. Every time they played us, they were high pressure, high tempo, made it difficult for you when you're in possession, and when they were in possession, they could hurt you. So I could never ever I seen them being in the position they're in. But like I said, you'd watch them against somebody else and you'd see the results. And I think it was 4 wins or something like that. Something mental. I think 3 of them were against us.
Mm-hmm. Was that one of the Windass games? No, that was the season before, right?
It was the season before, aye. The pitch was actually better last year, so that's not even an excuse.
Kev, did you see potential under Stendhal, or was it the right decision to get rid of him?
I think it was the right decision to get rid of him, because see that the decision to actually bring him in kind of was by surprise for me. So I didn't think he was the wow factor at the time. A team that was struggling bottom of the league, looking to try and stay in the Premiership, and all of a sudden Daniel Stendhal appears from nowhere. I think I just don't think they had the belief to take the chance on him in the Championship, because when they're in the Championship side, they've got to get this right and come back up first time. Hearts can't afford to be down there for 2 and 3 seasons. So they would probably look at the Robbie Neilson thing as somebody who has got Dundee United promoted and has got the experience of getting a team at the Championship with a Hearts background. I think it's a perfect fit and scenario. But for Stendhal, I think he's probably been a wee bit unfortunate. I think the thing with Andy says with Rangers, when Hearts played Rangers and Hearts obviously played well, 2 high pressing game. The thing is with Hearts, they always seem to do well against the better teams in the league. See, when you're playing for Hearts and you play Celtic, Rangers, Aberdeen, they always seem to raise their game. Hearts have always struggled against the teams like St Mirren, your Hamiltons, your Livies, and that. I don't know why that is. It's just a normal thing that you do raise your game against the likes of the Old Firm teams and Aberdeen, and obviously the Hibs and the Derby. But Stendhal was probably a wee bit unlucky, but I don't think he'll be missed, Si.
No, I don't say you can say he's been unlucky, Kev. Like the group of players he's got, there's no way that the record that he had, they should have that.
I know, but when you're a new manager coming to a new club, isn't he going to? He needed the things to start rolling straight away. And sometimes when a new manager comes in, you don't always get that reaction. Like, you see new managers coming in and they win the first game. If you look at example, Neil Warnock at Middlesbrough there on Saturday beat Stoke away from home 2-0. They've got the reaction, whereas some managers don't get the reaction. It takes time for them to get going. And I think Hearts won the last 3 games or something on the bounce, beating Hibs in the Cup. Not beating Hibs in the Cup, they beat Hibs at Easter Road, they beat Rangers twice. That was him maybe getting going, but then the season got ended due to COVID-19, and that's where I mean that he's probably been unlucky, because if the season continued, he probably would have kept him up with that kind of form. So that's where I would say that he got unlucky.
What a job for Robbie Neilson to get thrown at Hearts, with the squad, the wage budget they've got. I mean, that's a no-brainer that they'll win the Championship next year, Andy. Aye,
I can't see any. They obviously won it, was it 5 years ago or whatever it was, and beat Rangers and Hibs doing so, going to the Championship. But I think as well, I think I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of young players playing for Hearts next year, boys through for the academy. And I think even when Hearts were in the Championship last time, Robbie Neilson had quite a lot of them in his squad. So I don't know again if that's a factor. Seen what he'd done with academy players before and try to do the same, because I think Hearts are one of the clubs that's probably been hit more financially than others. So you could probably expect to see a lot more academy players playing for them next year.
I like Robbie Neilson. I think he's a good manager. Done well. Other than MK Dons, he done well at Hearts and Dundee United, didn't he? Right, Dundee United job's up. Another absolute tremendous rumour in Scottish football. Andy McClaren's brother Steve looks like he could get the job, man. How much do you want Steve McClaren in Scottish football, Kev?
I think for the comedy factor, Si, just to get him on an interview and talk Dutch to the Scottish media would be incredible. And sit there in the rain with his brolly on. I think that would just, the Scottish media would have a field day with him. But Steve McClaren in the Scottish, I can't, it doesn't fit for me, Si. I don't see how that. I know he's had some great times as a football manager, but Scottish football, I don't know. I'm maybe just thinking outside the box, but I don't think it fits well. A great appointment, but I don't think it fits well.
Steve McClaren, right? He looks how I imagine Slaney to look on that flight home to Amsterdam. But see him on Sky Sports News, even when he's speaking to an English person, he still does that mad English voice, man. What's wrong with him?
It's embarrassing.
Do you think he'll give the Dundee one a... Imagine Steve McClaren jumping about shouting tremendous young man in Dundee.
Or Dinny in his first press conference.
Do you think it'd be a good appointment, Andy? Top coach.
On paper, it's an unbelievable appointment. He was a former England manager, and his CVs obviously speaks for itself, but he's embarrassed himself too much. He can't come up to Scotland. No chance. You get slaughtered. I can't see him recovering for any of the daft media things if he'd done them up here.
No.
See if your manager done that. Johnny Russell was saying that the boys took the piss out of him in Derby for it. Would you be the same?
Definitely each other we would, aye. So, remember when Pedro was at Rangers and he did that Dogs in the Caravan interview? Like, it's one of them where you think the next day, what is he talking about? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But if I seen Steve McClaren do a Dundee accent in the press conference and I was playing for Dundee, I don't know. But like you said, if you start saying Dinny and 7 for 7, then it's game over.
Imagine he comes on and he says, I've tasted the local culture. I went down to the pea shop and I got myself a pea.
Oh, but no, what he would have said was, they ran out of pies, Kev Kyle's and
I'm not into pies, Si. I like the sausage rolls.
Oh, by the way, Kev, here's a question for you. So, would you fancy a Tommy Wright over a Steve McClaren for a Dundee United job?
I tell you what, that's a good question, mate. I think with Tommy Wright, you know what you're going to. I think with Tommy Wright, you'll know what you're going to get. Would Tommy Wright excite the Dundee United fans? I don't think that he would. Would Steve McClaren excite the Dundee United fans? I think he would, because you wouldn't have a fucking clue what you're going to get. I think the comedy factor would be immense. But at the same time, like Andy says, former England manager, he's got an unbelievable CV. So he obviously knows his stuff. But if they were to get, I think it's one of these 2 and 2s came together and it's added up to 7. It just doesn't fit. I don't know how it's made a story, but if he's interested and he gets the job, then it'll take me by surprise.
What about you, Andy? Tommy Wright, who else? Malky Mackay's linked to it as well. Who'd you fancy?
I mean, I think with Tommy Wright, the St Johnstone teams they weren't pretty to watch, but they were effective. I used to hate playing at McDermott Park if it wasn't a good day for it. You knew you were always going to be, have a few aches and bruises the next day. So, like you said, but with Dundee United fans' expectations, would they be happy with that? Would they be happy with that appointment? Would they want to watch that style of football? Because, but I mean, like you say, Steve McClaren is probably going to be somebody that's going to bring a exciting brand of football. I played against his Derby teams and they did play good football, to be fair.
Who was that when you were at Bradford? Middlesbrough?
Oh, Middlesbrough.
That's the thing with Dundee United fans. So my mates are all Dundee United fans. They're a group chat. And this is what I love about Scottish football fans, mate. Steve McClaren, Tommy Wright, Malky Mackay. They hate every single one of them, mate. I don't know who they're expecting to get, man.
No. I know. Can't ask for a few bigger CVs, I know.
Huh?
It's a nasty lineup.
That is a nasty.
It's a nasty lineup.
Right, another one of the show's favourites. Craig Gordon left Celtic. We thought it was to concentrate on his snooker career, but it's to sign for Hearts again. Andy, did you hear that story?
No.
We'll tell it again. Right. David Marshall was in a room with Craig Gordon. This was years ago. Gordon Marshall was in a room with Craig Gordon for 7 days on a Scotland trip. Said, never spoke for the full first 6 days, mate. Not a word. He says, 7th day, last day, I'm getting up to go to the room to go and meet the boys for a coffee. And just as I'm getting up to go, Craig Gordon looks at him and says, you want a game of snooker on the PlayStation? Marshall sits down and Craig Gordon goes to Marshall, right, you break. Marshall breaks off and Craig Gordon does a 1-4-7. The only time he spoke during it Because I think he had about 2 reds left on the table, and he looked at Marshy and went, "Drink that goes."
Did he look at Marshy and say, "Any chalk?"
But Kev, back to Hearts. What a signing! Can I just say, Hearts have been playing with a hole in the goal for the last 3 years, man. Absolute terrible goals. They've had great signing for Hearts.
Who was that goalie they had during the season there where we were slaughtering him with the fucking the trampolines on his hands? He kept punching everything.
I don't know what
Pereira, something like that. I don't know what his name is.
He plays for Man U now.
Does he? Aye.
Aye, he's on loan for Man U.
He's on loan. Oh man, he dropped. I think he had a clause in his contract that said you're going up to Hearts to be the goalkeeper, but you're not allowed to catch the ball. If you catch the ball, you're coming back here. And I think he just dropped everything. But no, Craig Gordon, back to Hearts. That's massive. Like, I don't know what age. Craig came up through the youth team there, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He did,
aye, because I won a hat-trick against him for Sunderland youths many years ago.
Yes, get that in, love that.
Aye, fucking get that in. Free pass you doing it, Sunderland, Craig. Aye, thanks very much. Obviously, he had a better career than I did. But our jokes aside, what a signing, Si. 37 years old. He's still got a lot of football left in him due to goalkeepers' ages. And what a goalie to have in the Championship. It's not just the quality of keeper, it's the experience he brings, what he's going to bring to the dressing room. It's just the whole package, Si. Obviously, he doesn't know how to talk to the players about snooker, but fucking hell, everything else, the experience he's had will be amazing for the young team that is going to take to the field for Hearts. That's the kind of signings that gets bums on seats.
Mate, that's the thing, Tony. The sub-goalie at Hearts now is going to be fucking dreading away trips, isn't he?
Oh, man.
Andy, you surprised that Celtic never kept him?
I think, no really, because he's at probably at the age now where he feels if he just wants to play for the last probably 1 or 2 years or whatever he's going to finish. But he's obviously been a brilliant servant to Celtic, made some fantastic saves. But the career he's had, again, and that's one thing about Scotland, to be fair, even since this sort of generation that's in the now, have had some unbelievable goalkeepers in that Scotland national team. But unbelievable signing for Hearts. That's probably one of the positions that's put them in the position they were last year, both in the league. So the fact they've got somebody like him going into next year is definitely going to help them.
And there's talk Joe Hart going to Celtic. Imagine Joe Hart in Glasgow and Steve McClaren in Dundee. Do you think they think about each other?
Mate, I think Joe Hart would actually be quite a good signing for Celtic, to be honest. I know he's had
they're not having it as well, Kev. They're not having it on Twitter.
I know, but what like in this financial market that we're in, I do believe there will be players available that cut down prices, cut down wages because of the way the financial the situation is with football. But Joe Hart, is he like if they don't get Forster? I think realistically Celtic should break the bank and get Forster. Like they don't spend too much Celtic most seasons from season to season, but I think in terms of getting him, I think they should go all out to get him. But if they don't, is Joe Hart one of the worst options they've got? I don't think he is. I think he comes with a lot of experience. I think he was one of these players that was very unfortunate when Pep Guardiola came into Man City. He didn't want him, and all of a sudden he's became a bad goalkeeper overnight because the Man City. I don't believe in that. I think he's still got a lot to offer. I think he just needs to find a place and get playing week in, week out, and prove to everybody why he was number one for so long in the first place.
I think the tipping point for it could be that, Lenny likes to gel his hair and Joe Hart's sponsored with Head and Shoulders, isn't he?
They could gel it together. That could just seal the move, that Si. We've got a brill cream sorted.
Fraser Forster, for me, massive. Probably changed Celtic season along with Griffiths coming back. And in that final, he was unbelievable against Hughes. Like, how important is it for Celtic to keep Fraser Forster?
I think definitely the cup final as well, the League Cup final. I think probably not even probably without him in that day, I don't think Celtic win that cup final. I think some of the saves he made. I think the penalty as well. Celtic had just went down to 10 men, obviously being 1-0 up and saving that penalty. You think Rangers score that penalty going into one each way against 10 men for the last 20-25 minutes. Pressure's probably going to end up telling, but he was a huge player for them the last 6 months of the season. Obviously, again, fantastic goal. He's some size. He's massive. He's absolutely massive, wide as well. But To be honest, I'm in the sort of same boat as what Kev says. I think I can't.
You don't want to be in the same boat as Kev, mate. That'll flip soon.
I'll sit on his lap. We'll keep it balanced. They can't really go wrong with either or. To be fair, I think the thing is with goalkeepers, the most unforgiving position. Like Joe Hart's arguably one of the best goalies in the world, if not definitely one of the best goalies in Britain for 5-6 years, 75 caps for England, and then he sort of had that poor sort of spell at Man City, went on loan to Torino, didn't really work. But again, he's been somebody that's been unbelievable throughout his career. I think even since that Torino move, his career's never really went back to where it is, because went back to Man City, went straight number 2, went on loan to obviously Burnley last year, never played, but it's he's obviously still an unbelievable goalie.
Oh yeah, it's good to know that you know how many caps Joe Hart's got for England, but you didn't know who plays for fucking Dundee United. You don't want to move to Manchester, didn't you? You don't want to do in South, man.
I'm like Neville's job, man. You know what I mean?
See, just on that cup final, Andy, were you sitting thinking like, this is one of the days we're no scoring here, or did you believe that Rangers were going to win that day?
Nah, like, it's similar to the, obviously I touched about it in our interview when we talked about the first semi-final I played in, when we played Celtic. Patrick Roberts missed that chance, and you do think, like, this is your day. Like, certain stuff's gone for you, certain stuff's no. On that day, just nothing went for us. It's probably, throughout the most Old Firm games I've played with, probably one of the most one-sided in terms of Rangers' favour. But just nothing went for us. Fraser Forster was unbelievable on the day. One of the games where nothing really went for Alfredo either. And the majority of our chances fell to him. So I think at the end of that game, that was one where the dressing room was real low, because it felt like a chance missed in terms of, throughout the game, thought that we more than deserved to win it.
Did you want him at the penalty?
No, if I'm honest, no.
Who did you want to have?
See, the thing is with Alfredo, I'd go as far as saying he's a poor finisher, but he's an unbelievable goal scorer. He's one of them where you'd watch him in games and training and he'd sclaff everything into the back, the bottom corner, and you think, that was ugly as anything, but it just goes in all the time. Do you know what I mean? So in terms of an actual penalty, I think the biggest thing you need with penalties is composure. You just need, if you're a regular penalty taker, you need composure, which is why I felt Tav was a brilliant penalty taker for us. Although it took off him, because I think he missed 2 in a row or whatever, he took so many pressure penalties and scored them. I didn't want Alfredo to take that penalty now.
Right, Kev, here's a big question for you. You can get Fraser Forster for £8 million, or you can get Joe Hart on a free. Who are you taking?
Oh, jeez, Si. Fucking hell. Ask me that question, didn't you? I would say, I think I think Celtic's financial situation is quite safe, so I would pay the £8 million and get Fraser Forster.
That's the thing, mate. See, well, like both these teams this year, Celtic and Rangers, obviously one's trying to get 10, one's trying to stop. For me, it's not worth a gamble to go and take Joe Hart as your number one, no knowing what his confidence is like. Fraser Forster, players know him, love him. If you've got £8 million there, you go and pay it, don't you?
£8 million not, in terms of business and what Celtic's done over the years, £8 million can't be a lot to be asking for to buy a player. Do you know what I mean? £8 million that basically guarantees you maybe another 3-4 years out the big man. So it's £2 million a year. Do you know what I mean? For me, he's got plenty of years in him left yet, and I think he enjoys playing for Celtic. I think he's probably still got ambitions of doing stuff in England, maybe getting back at the England squad, but he can do that up here. Whereas, like you say, with Joe Hart, as good a goalie as he was, as good as a goalie that he can be, you just don't know what type of Joe Hart you're going to get coming up. It might take him 4 or 5 games to get going. He might make a mistake. The Celtic fans might jump on his back too early. It's all ifs and buts, whereas with Fraser Forster, £8 million seals the deal, and that's it, done.
And he's still getting highlights in his hair at fucking 32. He needs to wrap that. Right, wait till you see Andy Halliday smile here. We're going to talk about Rangers.
Yay!
Right, mate. Hadji, £3 million. Worth it? What type of player? How good? Let us know. Come on.
Aye, worth it for me. Definitely worth it. I actually watched them in the Euro 21s because they played.
You're watching Romania 21s, but you're not watching Dundee United.
Well, to be fair, it was because my teammate was playing in it. It was, I think they were in the group. England and Croatia were definitely in the group. I can't remember who the other one was, but Romania played Croatia in the first game, and Nico was starting, Nico Katic. So I was like, fuck it. It was a 38-degree day. I'm no good in the sun, so I was like, I'm sitting in and watching this. So he he was unbelievable. He was the best player on the pitch. And generally, I remember for that game, one of the standout things was how two-footed he was. And it's one of the ones you get a lot of YouTube players. So see when you see his YouTube compilation, he's whipping free kicks in 25 yards, left foot, right foot. You're like, this boy's special. But see when you see him in training, he has got that ability in his locker. And I think one of the biggest things Rangers have lacked over the last sort of 3-4 years is we've not had too many match winners. I think Celtic have always had more match winners than Rangers. Whereas I think now we're too reliant on Alfredo to get goals. And in terms of actually trying to change the dimension of a game, I think Ryan Kent's probably the Rangers' main player. But I think Giannis showed in the last 6 months that he's got capabilities to do that. Because I think there was games where he never played well, but he still scored or got an assist. And I think that's what Rangers need. I think more match winners is going to be ideal.
So on Kent, is he a good finisher, Kent? I think he should score more goals,
It's I've got a lot of time for Kenty, and I've said to him in previous occasions, I don't think he believes how good he can be. Because I think in terms of ability, he's Rangers' best player. Technical ability, he's Rangers' best player. In training, he does things that no really anybody else can do. But like you said, he's missing the numbers. I think that if he can add, I think his season this year and even the season the year before, everybody's seen how good he was. But he probably lacked the numbers that the sort of bigger players in the league were hitting. So I think if he can add 10 goals, which I think should be more than capable, I think it's reasonable. I think if he can add at least 10 goals and the same assists, then it's going to be progression. But I think there's no doubt he's going to be a massive player for Rangers in the years.
Just the way he can go on both feet and his technique when he strikes the ball, mate, he should be scoring like you say 10, 15 a season. Right, Kev, I've never ever seen a guy choking for a move as much as Lyndon Dykes. Heavily linked to Rangers. You think he's good enough to go and play for Rangers? He's dyed his hair blue. Again, Lyndon Dykes, stop this, please.
I think I don't think he's a long-term answer for Rangers, but what I think he is I think he'll offer a different dimension to Rangers in certain games. I think he's shown in games against Celtic that he can mix it with big centre-halves. I think he can, I don't say bully them, but I think he can put himself about that causes problems. And Rangers don't have that. Although I think Alfredo, for as good as he is scoring goals, what have you, and he is strong as anything. Like I've always said that on the show, that he looks a very, very strong player. He's a wee strong player, whereas I think maybe sometimes when Celtic play Rangers might sometimes be a wee bit more effective with a bigger guy up front just to take the pressure off Alfredo and let him do a wee bit more. So, but do I see Lyndon Dykes being that person? I think there's better target men out there, Si, than Lyndon Dykes. I think he's just become prominent because he's playing in Scottish football. He's had a couple of good games against Celtic, but no, I don't think he's an answer for Rangers. I think Rangers there's better players in the market, and there will be better players coming up in the market because of the financial crisis that we're having here. There's going to be a lot of availability, but no taking anything away from Lyndon Dykes. But I think Rangers, if they're looking to challenge 10, I don't think Lyndon Dykes is the answer.
I just think Kyle Lafferty went to Rangers, better player than Lyndon Dykes for me. And just didn't think Gerrard. Well, I didn't think Gerrard would ever go down that route of just playing up to a target man.
No, I don't think that fits Rangers' ethos and the way they play the game. A target. If you set yourself up to play with a target man, that's drummed into you from the beginning of the season right through the season. If your target man gets injured, you've got another target man to come in and replace. Rangers have never played really with a target man under Gerrard. They're not going to play with a target man under Gerrard. Gerrard only ever played with, I think he had Andy Carroll and Peter Crouch, and apart from Andy Carroll, was he ever really a target man? Crouchy was really good in the feet, so I don't think that's in Steven Gerrard's armoury to have to play that style of football, but who knows, you know what I mean? We might be surprised, but I don't think that that would suit Rangers. I think they've got in players like Hadji and Kent, who's got guile and wisdom and stuff. I think they're looking to be a bit more through the middle in terms of long balls through the middle.
Andy, would you take Lyndon Dykes at Rangers?
I think it's a hard one because I think whoever they're going to bring in, he's going to be the third choice striker. So that I think the sort of window for that is small. They're not going to be paying $1 million plus for a third choice striker. There might not be a lot of players out there that want to come to Rangers as a third choice striker because let's be honest, they're not going to move Alfredo. And again, when Jermaine's played, he's got the numbers, he's had the goals. So, to be honest, I would take him. I think I can only go off the games that I watched last year against Rangers and Celtic. He done really well, and he caused us a lot of problems definitely in the games he played. And I've no doubt that's the reason the likes are even there, because I think his performances against Rangers probably did raise the gaffer's eyebrows and thought he could probably do a job for us. But like I said, I don't think he's going to come in and be the main man. I think it's just a case of Alfredo's probably going to miss 10 games a season through suspension again, so probably just a case of somebody coming in to make sure we've got back up there.
Mate, that's my dream too. I would love a big club to sign me, and I was like 6th choice centre mid and just sit with a big jacket on every Saturday and watch.
It's the old third choice goalie, isn't it?
Aye.
Richard Wright. Remember him?
Right. Scott Carson, the new.
Scott Carson, aye.
That is the dream, mate. See, just on this target man thing, Andy, I wanted to ask you, I've got it written down here. This is off script. Massive Rangers fan. Did you ever go and watch Kev play for Rangers?
Nobody was that daft.
No, I did. Yeah, it goes back to the glory days, Kev. That was the start of the process, mate.
I'd honestly had, like, I think at my Rangers time, I don't ever take it too seriously because I got injured and I only ever played like fucking 14, 15 games, only started 3 games or something, but I was glad of the experience, and but to me it wasn't the real Rangers experience, because the real Rangers experience would have been playing against Celtic and Old Firm and things like that, challenge for titles, but trying to beat Peterhead away up in Peterhead's not exactly. Sorry, Si, but
that's all right, mate. Sorry.
5th minute, and I think I scored the equaliser, and then coming into the dressing room, McCoy's saying, "This cunt's had to come on and rescue you guys, and look at the size of him. He's 3 stone overweight."
It is mental though how much target men is going out of football. Like, not out of football, but how rare they are now. You look back, like, were you with Kevin Kyle at Sunderland? Were you with Kevin Phillips at Sunderland?
Aye.
Just even back in the days, it was just always little and large. It was always target man 4-4-2. They've always got a little one up front. Nobody even plays 4-4-2 anymore.
The only thing I would say with a target man is that you were only ever appreciated by your teammates and your manager. Nobody else liked you, because they just thought, there's that big hoodie up front that flicks the ball and heads it down. But whereas your teammates actually appreciated what you actually did on the part, and like you say, it is a dying thing. I don't know any target men that are actually called a target man anymore. You would be very, very pushed to find one, because you wouldn't say Lyndon Dykes a target man. He's just he's Livingston's number 9. But apart from that, Premiership, who is a target man anymore? Is there any in the Premiership?
Mate, that's what I was saying. We're going to come to the Premier League, right? But see, if I was a young kid now, you would hate to be a centre forward, man. You never get a touch of the ball, eh?
No.
We'll come to that. I've got an absolute rant on it, man. Right, anyway, last question on Rangers and Defoe, 30 in October. Is he still tremendous in training and games? What does he like to play with?
Unbelievable. Honestly, unbelievable. I'd say he's the most professional player I've ever worked under. He's just never at the gym. He's like vegan in that, so he's never touched a bit of meat for about 10 years. Doesn't eat carbs. He's just looks at. I don't know if he actually does that just because he loves his body so much, to be honest. But in terms of his professionalism, ripped to bits. His chest is massive for his size, but he's honestly. And see, to be fair, I talked about Alfredo being an unbelievable goal scorer, but no a great finisher. JD's the opposite. He's an unbelievable finisher. He's more one that if he's got a 1-on-1, you know it's a goal. Every time you know it's a goal. And it hits it clean as anything, left, right foot. But the thing is, I'm saying that now and he's 38, so what was he like at 28? Do you know what I mean? I played with Jonathan Woodgate at Middlesbrough, and I was young at the time, so I used to badger him with questions all the time. He was at Real Madrid. What was Ronaldo like? What was Zidane? And he said to me that Jermaine Defoe's the best finisher he's ever played with, and he played with R9.
No way.
Oh my God, man, what a shout that is.
R9 said Jermaine Defoe's the best finisher he's ever played with.
Mate, I'm not interested in Zidane Ronaldo. I just want to know, did Woodgate tell you any Tommy Gravison stories?
No, I didn't, to be honest, but I've heard plenty of them on here, and that guy sounds like a proper crackpot.
See, just on Defoe, what's he like in the dressing room? Like, can he crack in that, boys?
Nah, he's no. I don't know if it's just because he is towards the end of his career and he is sort of looking to go into coaching over the next 2 or 3 years, but he's brilliant with the younger players, really good. And even players with myself, to be honest, if you've got a spell where he's gone a wee bit, you're out the team, or you're down, he's brilliant with people like that as well. He's always got an arm around people, and you just tell them and keep their head and they're doing, obviously keep doing what they're doing or whatnot. But in terms of somebody within the dressing room, he's unreal. And that's probably another reason why the gaffer did bring him in, because he knew he's got that side of him as well.
He must have so much cash as well, eh? Wow.
Everything's designer.
What's he drive? What does he drive?
I think he's got a couple of motors, but I just see him in his Ranger all the time. But he definitely has a Bentley, but he never drives it.
Does he stay up here? Where does he stay? What's his? I loved you, before. He's a legend, mate. What's his address?
I'm not telling you, mate, because you've already leaked my email. I can't start giving you addresses that I know.
Yeah, just on Rangers, last question. Any other positions that you think they need to strengthen?
Si, you know what? This might sound unpopular, but I think they need a centre half.
I don't think that would be unpopular. I mean, I think quite a lot of people would agree with you.
Obviously Andy would have played with the guy, Big Connor Goldson, but I'm not having him. I'm not his biggest fan. I don't dislike him very much, but I just think that for me, I think he got away with a lot of things last year, and I would like to see Rangers bring in somebody commanding, somebody with experience, somebody who can organise the back four in a way that they haven't had for a long time. You think of some of the centre halves that Rangers have had over the years, they haven't had that commanding centre half captain type defender for a long time, and I think that's a position that would help them massively, not just in the back four. I just think somebody speaking to the midfield, somebody that they feel that gives you confidence. I just think there's a mistake in Goldson, and then they're always being swapped with Hollander, Katic. There's never a settled two in the middle. I don't know. I'm maybe just looking at it a wee bit differently, but I think a really, really strong commanding centre half would be a massive addition to Rangers.
I just want them to get a centre half who will argue while McGregor, man.
Aye. The two of them fighting, can you imagine it?
There'll be a lot of pointing.
A lot of pointing. What about you, Andy? Anybody else you see Rangers needing to add to?
To be fair, I'm a big fan of Connor. I think maybe one of the minor issues in terms of centre half is just having a sustained partnership for a period of time. And I think when we had that period where, especially in Europe, we're keeping a lot of clean sheets, we never really conceded a lot of goals. It was either Connor or Nico for 10, 11 games, or it was Connor and Phil towards the end. And see, to be honest, Phil was somebody that proper came into that role sort of middle of the season, and someone that was one of our most consistent performers throughout that, but got that injury against Celtic in the cup final, and after that it was a sort of chopping and changing in that position again. For me, I think it's somebody that's got to, if they play the same as they did last year with the sort of the 2 or the 3-10s, I think it's got to be somebody that can play in the right, because they brought Giannis in, but I do see Giannis as more of a 10. And then in the sort of right wing, right 10 position, it was either Scott Arfield or Joe Aribo. Although they could both play there and they both did do well at times there, you're not really getting the best out of 2 of them there. So I think someone is more natural in that position.
Could Jamie Murphy play there?
No, well, he could, but everything I've seen with Muff is he's always played on the left. He's always got that one where he drags it down the line or he cuts inside. But see, to be honest, Muff's somebody that I would love to see stay this year and play, because there's probably been no better winger in terms of numbers since I've been here. The sort of, especially his first 6 months, his numbers were unbelievable. So I think that last year we relied on probably too many people in certain areas of the pitch, and I think Muff's somebody that can definitely add competition to the wide areas and do it really well as well.
Always like Jamie Murphy, always scored goals, as you said. Right, on to Motherwell. Stephen Robinson's decision to remain at Motherwell despite interest for Northern Ireland. Surprised at the news, Big Kev?
No, Si, I think he's a young manager just making his way in the game, and I think that his time in Northern Ireland will come later on in his career. I think he's got a lot to offer Motherwell, first and foremost, but I think he has ambitions for a step up. Where that'll be, I don't know, whether it's the English Championship or a better move in the SPL, I don't know, because Motherwell's obviously flying as well, but no, I think the Northern Ireland job's something for Stevie Robinson later on in life. You go to the Northern Ireland job, it doesn't work out. Where do you go from there? Whereas with Motherwell, he's got an opportunity to go somewhere else, and I think not that I'm wishing him away from Motherwell, because it's good to have him in Scottish football, but he's obviously, it just shows that he's the job that he has done, that he was touted to be the next Northern Ireland manager. I mean, he's getting praise from all angles, and it's well deserved. But no, I'd like him to stay, and I'm glad that he's staying. But ultimately, I think there's a bigger club out there for Stevie Robinson.
You wouldn't mind losing the Northern Ireland job, but to lose it to Ian Barraclough, you must be devastated, eh?
And I don't think he's lost it to Ian Barraclough. I think
I'm only joking.
He's got it because nobody else wanted it. So I'm actually more surprised that Big Tommy Wright didn't get it.
I thought Tommy Wright was a Celtic to get it. Stephen Robinson, I thought Hearts, it was a banker to go to Hearts when they wanted to extend them. What's it like to play against the Stephen Robinson team, Andy? Horrible.
See, to be fair, Motherwell's probably one that I've got one of my best records against. I don't think I've lost a game at Fir Park, so there's other ones that stand out. I touched on St Johnstone. St Johnstone at Emmett Park's always a hard game. That the way they play always make it difficult for you to pitch at certain times of the year is never great. So, Motherwell, I think my records there's pretty good. And see, to be fair, Motherwell's a team that they've actually got good players, especially in midfield. I really like the boy Polworth. I think he's a good player.
Polworth's very good, mate.
I really like him. I think he's a really good player. I'm not really that surprised that they were as high up in the league as they were, because they do have players with technical ability. But touching on them potentially leaving, when teams like Motherwell got Europe, it's obviously something that it's not happened a lot, especially in the recent years, that you've got to have a year of crack at it and see where you can take them, because he might feel as if he can take them a wee bit further and see how he does in Europe with them this year as well.
Brilliant. Done a great job. Right, we're going to talk about the Premier League. Now, my big plus point for the Premier League this week has been Martin Keown, man. You've got his hair on, Andy. You'll need to give it back, but...
That's why I've got the windy shirt.
How much nonsense does he talk, Kev? Did you listen to him?
I do listen to him, Si. I've listened to him for quite a time. I've listened to him on the matches, and I've also listened to him on Talk Sport, right? And see, for a guy that was a fucking lunatic on the park, right? He comes across as the most laid-back, softly spoken gentleman you've ever met in your life. I can't figure out who is the real Martin Keown. Because that guy I listened to on the radio in the matches isn't the guy that I played against all the years ago. He was a fucking killing machine.
Did you play against him, Ken?
Years ago when we played in the Premiership, he was...
All right, I know you played in the Premiership.
No, I know, but I was only a young side. It was one of my early games, and I just remember thinking, I remember Niall Quinn I used to say to Niall Quinn, who do you like playing against, or Martin Keown or Steve Bold, Tony Adams, them two is the worst. And I got that opportunity to play against, wasn't it Tony, it was Martin Keown, and I was scared. I was actually scared. But I was only on for 10 minutes so I could deal with it, you know what I mean? But no, I don't know, Si. Martin Keown just seems to be, I don't know, I can't work him out.
How you elbowed him?
What would they like the ball?
Yeah?
What were they like on the ball, Martin Keown and Tony Adams?
I never played against Tony Adams. I only ever played against Martin Keown, but I remember playing one time against Arsenal. I went and watched. I tell you what it was, I was actually injured and I had to go down to Highbury with the team to meet a specialist, and I watched the match, and do you know what they did, Andy? And it's old school. They defended very, very well, but see when they got the ball, they gave the ball to the players that did something with the ball.
That was what I was going to say.
They knew their role, so it wasn't anything fancy like you get. Like Si obviously during the week was talking about centre-halves running past the midfield and thinking they're footballers. They did what it said in the tin. They defended well, they got the ball, and they gave it to the guys that could hurt the teams properly. And I think that's missing in football. I don't know what's happened. These centre-halves seem to think that they can stroll at the back and just like Si nailed it in the head through the week on the Twitter. I think it's something that needs eradicated. Big Harry Maguire.
I was going to say the exact same thing, because everybody seems to think if you're a ball playing team, you need a ball playing centre half. Yeah, but in my mind, if you're in a ball playing team, your centre halves pass at 5 yards.
Exactly.
How good on the ball do you need to be?
And I don't like. Have you ever seen there's a centre half coming out the back with the ball? He's never going to thread a ball through into the striker. He's only ever going to go one way and then reverse it to his centre half at the side or get to the right back. I don't know. It's just, to me, it just consumes time, and then teams get sat back in, and then it becomes very hard to break them down. Whereas if the centre half was to pass the ball quicker at the midfield, they maybe get behind teams. But I don't know. I just watch the game in the English Premiership. It's just really, it's turning me off more than turning me on now.
It's Bruno Fernandes is the best player Man United have had in 5 years, and Harry Maguire thinks he's better on the ball than him. Fucking blows your mind, that. He runs by him to then pass it to a fullback. Just pass it to Bruno, man.
I hate nothing more than when a centre-half takes 3-4 touches and then tries to hit a diag. It kills me. Because see even if I'm in midfield, see if I get the ball, I still get the better players. I'll try and get to my number 10 and my wingers to go and create and score a goal, but I just don't. Centre-halves don't have the same mentality. I think they're the best in the ball.
There's a thing like knowing your role. Like you obviously talked earlier on about big Jonathan Woodgate, right? And for me, he was one of the best centre-halves I think I've ever played against. He was incredible. He was amazing. Like he was.
Andy was gorgeous.
Oh mate, he was so good. It was incredible, right? But he didn't do that. He didn't do the whole dribbling into midfield. He got the ball down and gave it to who would be better equipped with the ball at their feet. But no, Si, you're absolutely right. Like Harry Maguire running past Bruno Fernandes, it just doesn't make sense.
By the way, give me a Scottish Premier League game any day. See that English Premier League? Honestly, there's no shots, there's no crosses. I looked at something on Sky Sports News last week. The top 10 touches in the Premier League, 6 of them are defenders, mate. Sums it up.
Aye.
Have you been watching it, Andy?
Aye, see, like, you know what it's like down there as well. They don't rate the Scottish League at all. But honestly, the top 10 worst games I've watched have been in the last 3 weeks. And we touched on fake crowd noises. You should have the Benny Hill theme tune playing through some of these games because some of them have been shocking. And again, I started watching the Bundesliga when that first came out just because I miss football that much, and I was watching it, and obviously it's not the same with the fans and like the real crowd noises and whatnot. But then when you went on to the Prem game, some of them were shocking. I didn't even want to watch anymore. Terrible.
By the way, here's another one for you, right? You two both played. Do you need a water break after 23 minutes of football? Come on, man. What's going on?
What is that all about? What is the reason for a water break? Can somebody tell me? It's not as if we're playing in Iran or one of these warm countries. You know what I mean? It's only 20 degrees.
Do you know what that is? It's some of you guys sitting in a suit who's came up with a new idea to make football better, man. But that even slows the game down even more.
Plus, it's the opposite of social distancing because you actually all go in a huddle group to drink water. Sure, they just stay on the pitch.
Oh, it's crazy, man. Did you see Steve Bruce with Kevin De Bruyne?
Aye, that was superb, wasn't it?
Mate, that was pure dad patter, wasn't it?
Aye. Dad bod, dad patter.
Steve Bruce has got that. Steve Bruce is possibly one of the nicest managers of people in football that I've ever come across. He is just a proper bloke who will say what he needs to say and he'll be honest and not give one shit about it because we all admire Kevin De Bruyne. Si, what a player he is.
Oh, but honestly, mate,
he didn't tell De Bruyne the catch. He told me he's coming to Newcastle, but they tell me he needs to channel it every 5 minutes.
Mate, I'm convinced De Bruyne thought he was a steward, man. Seriously.
Definitely.
What about the fans? Without the fans, like, if that happened up in Scotland, how would that affect performances?
Sorry, I think
it's so the fans play such a big part, especially in Celtic Rangers games.
I think the Celtic Rangers games, and this is ridiculous to say this, right? But if Scottish football gets back to playing, they should just keep the Celtic Rangers games to the end of the season in the hope that the crowd's allowed back in, because I just think that's a non-starter. Playing Celtic Rangers games with no fans, I don't know how that's going to work because everything about a Celtic Rangers game, Andy's obviously played in them. Like, the fans are everything in that game. That is what gives you that extra man to win an Old Firm. It's what gives you the drive, the determination. But when there's nobody, I just think I think they should just really just play every game and then play the Old Firm games at the end of the season. It might make it exciting.
I know, but it's not just the Old Firm games. It's Hibs, obviously Hearts are not going to be like even like
the derbies. But no, the whole fans. No being there, like the Bundesliga, Andy said at the beginning, it was awful because there was no noise, and then at least Sky Sports have kind of put in temporary noise, which makes it a wee bit more watchable. But Scottish football, what are we going to put in the background?
Gordon Sawyer.
I don't know what we're going to put in the background, but it's just really difficult. But some stadiums in Scotland side could probably social distance, like. you know what I mean? Some clubs have got big stadiums where, if you look at Clyde, 10,000 seater stadium with 100 fans, they could social distance.
St Johnstone have been playing without fans for years, haven't they? St Johnstone fans hate me, man. Andy, how would you feel? Like, see, for me, I could go and play for Celtic and Rangers without fans. Maybe that's a wee exaggeration, but that's why the Celtic and Rangers players, because they can go and play in front of the big crowds and under that pressure.
I think the issue is actually trying to stop them from going. Yeah, they might not be allowed in the stadium, but it doesn't stop them getting in the streets running about it. I think that generally could be your biggest issue. Because you've seen Liverpool, when Liverpool won the league, obviously not allowed in Anfield, but just 200,000 just thought they'd roam the streets. And I think that's a potential issue when it comes to the Old Firm games and all, because, listen, if you can't get in the stadium, how busy is the pub's going to be? So it's... me personally,
Andy, that's a very good point. You need to be an MP or something with that kind of knowledge coming out of you there, son. That was...
yes. To be fair, my career's changing every day now, so I might end up...
You went from a football player to a counsellor to a media man. You're just a bag of tricks.
He's an all-rounder, this man. Andy's put a perfect link on to the last question. Liverpool will crown champions, first time in 30 years. Can you see them dominating for years? I think City will come back next year. What do you think?
I think, Si, that as good as Liverpool are, Man City will not make the same mistake twice. So they will go out and buy a couple of additions. And Liverpool won't be like they were in the 80s or like Man United were in the 90s. They won't dominate for 3 and 4 and 5 seasons, because the finance in football now that these teams can go out and buy players and change their squads quite quickly. Man United's been trying to do it for the last God knows how many years, and it's not working. Chelsea's never allowed to spend, so things will change quickly. If they are going to dominate, it won't be easy.
Because Man City are on the Champions League next year, so they can concentrate on the league, but will they get the standard of player who doesn't want to go and play in the Champions League? Do you know what I mean? Andy, what about Chelsea? Look good, they've signed a few players. Man United, nah.
It's definitely going to be more competitive next year. The margin that they've won with this year has just been ridiculous, but I do think they're the best team in the league, and I think they probably will be favourites going into it next year, but Man City are definitely going to have a say in it. To be fair, even at the first 6 months of the season, you watch Man U and you still think they're poor, and you still think there's a long, long way to go from yet. But like you touched on, Bruno Fernandes has made a massive difference to them. Massive difference. I still think they're maybe 2 or 3 players away. Chelsea could make a say, but again, I think it's just going to be between Man City and Liverpool.
Must say, I felt for a wee Billy Gilmore on, was it Sunday, Saturday?
Aye.
That's not his position, too. I thought he should have been playing where Canty was playing. And
see, the thing is, I know, right, what's that, his 5th or 6th start, and obviously before lockdown, including that as well. He's been unbelievable in 5 of them. Yeah, you know what I mean? For his age, he's going to have games where he's no, like you said, it never really suited him, the game, but there's games where he's not going to be unbelievable every week. The issue for him is he set the standard that high, that early, that he's just raised the bar for himself, and he's going to have that pressure and expectation. But he's an incredible football player, and he's someone that sky's the limit. And I'd like to actually see him play regularly next year for Chelsea as well.
Yeah, Kev, I thought it was a great example for Lampard, old school mate. Like, just so they know it's not all going to be plain sailing 3 years off at half time. It'll do him the world a good, Billy Gilmore, won't it?
Sorry, that what happened to Billy Gilmore there at the weekend with the game, that will be the best thing that will probably happen to him in his career, because from the high of the performance he had, was it against Liverpool or whatever it was, when everybody was raving about him, and the plaudits that he got that were well deserved, and then obviously getting nearly called up for the Scotland national team, to now probably feeling like, oh shit. But as long as he learns from it, Si, because football isn't all plain sailing every week. You're going to have many highs, but you're just as going to have as many lows. So Lampard, old school, brought him off, probably gave him the right act, but at the same time would probably put an arm around him a couple of days later and say, look, Billy, it isn't going to go your way every week. And the wee man will go away, he'll learn from it, it'll be a great learning experience. And absolutely no doubt he'll come back stronger. And I'm sure that'll not happen too many times to him again in his career.
Oh, just before we go, I know I slaughtered you a bit, but that is actually the best I've seen you, mate. Who cut your hair? It's decent.
That was Lynn. She cut that this morning because I was needing it. And I tell you what, it's fucking looking magnificent. No, like Andy. I thought we'd Andy Murray on with his hair.
Who?
Andy Murray.
Because she cut mine.
I don't know if she can work wonders, Andy, but I don't know if she can do anything with that.
But Andy, I need to ask you, mate, what is that hanging through your door?
Oh, it's a basket. It's a sponge basketball hoop, mate.
Oh, I was hoping it was the knickers basket. Right, lads, it's been absolute.
It need to be wider than that.
Well, you've been tremendous. Thanks very much.
Cheers. Thanks, Andy. See you again. See you, Si.
Cheers.
Cheers there, guys. Take care.